Hopefully you're getting more confident with working with Blender, and in the process I guess you're getting tired of kind of each time having to delete the camera and the block, and then why have this timeline across the bottom if we're not using it. So in this video what I want to do is show you how you can customize your kind of work area to suit however you want to. Where we're going with this is down here under defaults. It's got something called Save Your Startup File. So you can set your own defaults, and then if you're ever unhappy with it, you can always just kind of go back to loading the factory settings. What I tend to do anyway is select everything, because I tend to work with something else. X for delete, so delete that bunch. As you probably gathered, I prefer working in orthographic, so I'm going to set orthographic as well. Possibly just change that angle a little bit. This is wider than I think it needs to be, so I sort of move that in a bit. I just want enough space to be able to see what's going on there, and when I need my modifiers to go for my modifiers. And now I want to get rid of this as well, so I move down until the cursor changes into a double arrow, right click, and then it says join areas, go join areas, and then come down over the timeline and click. And the top window kind of gobbles up the bottom one. Right, so that's a nice clean work area, and that's what I want. So I then go File, Defaults, Save Startup File. It says, are you happy with that? Yeah, Save Startup File. There we go. Okay, so I could start working with that, kind of opening something, messing around. Right, need to get on with my next project. File, New, General. Now I'm not going to save it, and I'm back to that startup file. Close the program, start the program. It's going to look like that. Right? If by any chance you sort of decide, you do want something to come back again, File, Default, Load Factory Setting, and there you're back to factory setting. The only thing is now, if you close down your program and reopen, it'll go back to your old startup page. So you would have to customize this back to what, however you want it. So File, New, because you can see it goes back to how it was. Now, while we're talking about the layout, there is a couple more useful kind of things to know. One is, we got rid of this window down the bottom. You can actually split a window as well. So again, I go sideways here until I get the double arrow, right click, and then it's what am I looking for? A horizontal or a vertical split. Vertical split, take it to wherever you want, hit it, and now you've got this kind of 3D window split into two. And when you move that one, obviously, if you put an object into it, you can see it in both. But then you can be looking at it from one angle on this side, or at a different sort of zoom area. Particularly when you're doing rotations, this is useful in that you can be looking at this straight on. Let me just get rid of this. Obviously, if you get rid of something out of one window, add mesh cube. And I go into edit mode, tab, so it's in both here. And so if I was to grab around the top, why am I not getting everything? Anyway, so I've got that at the top there, and now say I want to rotate that. It's useful to say get this one viewing from on top, so it could be view on top, or I know it's the numpad 7. Okay, and now if I go R for rotate, I can start rotating that, and it stays, in that horizontal plane because I'm looking at it from on top, and then I can keep an eye on how the rotation is going over here. So that's a good reason for splitting the window like that. And then if you're unhappy with it, then you right click again, and it says join areas, hit join areas, and then that would take the right hand window over the left, or left over right. That's my preference. Okay, so that's how you can split your windows. Another way of getting to the same sort of situation if you want multiple windows to work on is View and then down to Areas. You can see at the bottom of that it's where are we? Toggle Quad Views, and so it's Control-Alt-Q. So anyway, we can hit that now, and now you've got kind of a four-way view. Anyway, so that was Control-Alt-Q. So you can get in and out of it through your key shortcuts. Get out of that again. And then another thing that can be useful, if we go back as the reminder on how to find it, is Areas. Is this one that says Toggle Maximum Area and Control Space. So, you know, if by any chance you had a massive stuff up here and this was getting all quite compacted and you wanted to really look at this window, it was Control Spacebar and it goes into full screen. Okay, to get out of that, Control Spacebar. Okay, the reminder for that, let's just move this across there. The reminder for that was View, Area, and it's the bottom one, Toggle Max Area, Control Spacebar.